All right. Again, thank you so much for all of those that are joining us here. I'm Sharvette Mitchell, Creative Director for Mitchell Productions, Web Design, and Social Media Coaching. And I'm telling you what, we just came out of the 7-day challenge, 7-day social media challenge to power up your social media. So this session here is to recap the 7 steps, recap the 7 challenges that occurred, and then to give you the strategy behind that. I know some people were able to catch, some people Yes, some people were able to get in on one day. Some people got all 7 days. So this coaching call is just to make sure everyone got a recap of the 7 challenges. I'm going to throw in 2 extra tips for you. I'm going to actually keep us on track here with our time. So let's jump right on in. So Day one challenge. Listen, that was just last week this time. Day one was to post a piece of advice or a tip related to your business, industry, product, service, or area of expertise. And so tips and advice do very well on social media. So that's why that was a challenge for you to do, for you to take, because what you want to do is showcase your expertise in whatever field that you're in. You want to showcase and demonstrate your expertise. And so by sharing a tip or a piece of advice, you are able to showcase your expertise so that when people are interacting with you on social media and you have something that you're promoting, a product or a service, they will remember, oh, that person knows what they're talking about. Or at the very least, they will see you as a information resource, because sometimes you can share tips that are other people's tips, and that's okay. If you get kind of a writer's block and you can't think of a tip of your own to share, you can share other people's tips, and that will position you as a person of information, a person of resource. So that was tip and action for day one. Post a piece of advice or a tip related to your business or your industry. And I love one of my mentors, LaShonda Henry of Sister Sense. She always says, teach as you reach, tell as you sell. So she talks about teach as you reach, tell as you sell. And what her point is that a lot of times people use social media just to kind of just push their stuff. Buy my book or, buy my service. But you will do better if you can share information, if you can help somebody learn something. You can also teach as you reach and sell as you tell. So that was tip number 1. I'd love to hear if you had a really good experience with that piece of advice. If you want to hit *6, if you had a good experience with that particular challenge or any comments related to that day 1 challenge. If you can think back that far, you can hit *6. All right. We'll keep moving. We will keep on moving, and if it comes up to you, we can tackle that in a few. All right. So then we moved on to day 2. We moved on to day 2, and day 2, the challenge was to post your favorite quote, and that could be your own quote or someone else's quote, and put that on an image or a graphic. So I know this challenge, it had 2 things going on. So first of all, you had to think of a quote, and it works really well if you can quote yourself. So if possible, and you know what, a lot of times the day 1 challenge, which is advice, can turn into a quote. So whenever possible, if you can quote yourself, that's perfectly fine. However, I will say sharing other quotes works effectively as well. And so that may be Thomas Jefferson, or that may be Oprah Winfrey. Quotes do very well on social media. They're short and to the point, and people like quotes. Now, we added the twist of putting the quote on a graphic. And the reason why the quote on the graphic is powerful is, number 1, it's easy for people to share. Graphics have about 50% more engagement on Facebook than just a text post. And so what do I mean by engagement? Engagement for Facebook means how many people liked it, how many people commented, how many people shared it. That's how Facebook looks at the engagement of a post. And so what Facebook does is for posts that have more engagement, and again, that means likes, that means comments, that means shares, Facebook says, oh, okay, people are interested in this content. Let it stay in the news feed longer, which when you log into Facebook, that's when you see everyone's post. It will let that stay in the news feed longer, or it will put it back into the news feed every time someone comments or shares that post. And so whenever you can put a quote on a graphic, that gives it legs. It makes it easy for people to share, and you have that branding opportunity to put your name or your business name or your website on that graphic. Now, again, that's still very effective, even if you're quoting someone else, even if it was Oprah Winfrey or some great orator. Even you certainly give them the credit for the quote. So I'm not saying snatch anyone's credit. You want to quote them appropriately and leave their name. But however, you did create the graphic and you are sharing it. So you want to make sure you brand it by putting your website, your name, or your Twitter tag, whatever you feel is appropriate, and you will see good engagement on pictures because they capture people's attention, and that will prompt them to engage with you more. And the point of all of this is to get people to engage with your content more, because if they engage with a quote, then when you post something about selling your product, your business, your service, you may be a nonprofit and you're getting donors, they will see that content as well. But if they don't engage with you on anything, then your chances of them seeing when you are promoting get kind of cut down and get kind of sliced down. So now I know I also introduced Canva.com to several of you on this particular challenge, which is a great site that you can use complimentary to create simple graphics for your blog or for social media. So I'd love to hear if you want to hit *6 and unmute yourself. If you want to hit *6 and unmute yourself. If you have any comments about how your quote turned out and all that good stuff.
Hi, Sharvette.
Hey, I hear two people. Let's see here. Jump right on in.
Go ahead. Hi, it's Keisha.
Hi, Keisha.
How you doing? And I really have been hesitant to use Canva, but since you put that in there, then I had to go and do it, and I found it much easier to use than I anticipated. So it is definitely something that in the last week I've been using a lot more, just as I gear up to do an online party. I've been using a lot of Canva to put my graphics together for my online party. So I just wanted to say thank you for challenging us to go ahead and dive right in and do something totally new.
Wonderful. Thank you for that testimonial. Thank you so much. I'm glad that tool was of value to you, and I'm sure you will continue to use it. All right. Who else had a comment?
Fanny, this is Fanny. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. I have been using pictures and quotes and things like that, but you sent us Canva, and that will be so much easier for me, but I found it a challenge to use. So is it a tutorial on there, or do I need to, because I really want to use this Canva. This will make my life much easier. And I appreciate you sending that to me. Thank you. And I want to use it, but is it a tutorial or something? I didn't find it.
So there are three options for you. So Canva does have some help files and also blog posts. that you can look through to see how to use it. I actually did a 1.5-hour video training that includes Canva, PicMonkey, and Place It, 3 total sites where you can actually see me on the screen maneuvering. That's in my shop, my products online. So that's an option. And then your third option is I can work with you individually on it. So I'll be glad to chat with you afterwards about that, so you can get customized training if you want.
Okay, because I like what I see there, and the little bit I did, I was like, oh, this will make life so much easier.
Yes, absolutely. Great. Yeah. Thank you, Fanny. Thank you.
How do I unmute myself?
You can just go back to *6, and that will remute you.
Okay.
Great. All right. Thanks, ladies. All right. We will keep on. Yes, other comments.
Yes, it's Dr. McKinney. How are you?
Hi, Dr. McKinney.
I like the canvas. I normally do like graphic design and kind of put quotes back there. But however, it takes a lot of time to do that. So it was real good to maneuver that. I have people on my job, they be looking. I was online as soon as I get to work looking for your quote. So this helps me that I can save time and I can get maybe quotes out instead of just 1 day, 2 days, because I influence a lot of people. So thank you for sharing that. I will go in your shop because I would like to, like the other callers say, to go further in it.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And you know what, the powerful thing about Canva is that it's created by developers. So like yourself, where you do graphic design, so it's created by graphic designers. So it's great. So thank you for sharing that testimonial.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't want to cut anyone off. Other comments about that Day 2 challenge?
This is Christine.
Hi, Christine.
Hello. Hey. I've been wanting to watermark my photos and my other graphics for a long time, and once I got the hang of it, it was real easy. It took me a little bit, but old dogs can learn new tricks. It was good. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. That's awesome. Yes, the watermark feature is great because if you're sharing things, you don't mind people sharing it, but you kind of want them to know where it came from, or even if it's on your website, you don't want people to steal your images.
Right.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to keep on moving, but certainly we'll have more opportunity to chime in. So we moved on to day 3. And day 3 was to post a link to a blog post from your website or a link to an interesting article that you found online. And the second part of that challenge was to post it on your page and also in at least one Facebook group. So the strategy behind day 3's action was to, as often as you can, you want to get people back to your website. And so hopefully if you have a blog feature on your website where you can actually do blogs, articles, that's a very efficient way to do that. Again, you're sharing information on your blog, but by the way, once they end up on your website, they can also see what you're promoting and what you're selling. So whenever you can, you want to get followers and supporters up out of social media into your website. And so hopefully you have a blog or you can add a blog feature to the site that you have so that you can on a regular basis share content and articles from your blog. Now, the other thing is if you don't have a blog right now, it's still people are always looking for interesting information. So you can use someone else's work and go to other people's blogs and share that information on your page. Again, it's about providing information, being seen as a resource, and keeping people engaged in and on your page. Now, that other part of that was to share it on your page and in a Facebook group. So Facebook groups really is probably challenge number 2 because that's more advanced as far as me doing a whole other challenge on groups. But if you are in Facebook groups and people have added you to groups, in most cases we've been added to groups and we didn't necessarily join groups, but a lot of times people just add us to groups. That's a whole set of exposure, a whole separate set of people on Facebook that you're not connected with, but now you have an audience with. So don't neglect Facebook groups. If you are in Facebook groups, and in particular groups that are active where people are engaged They're actively posting. You want to share some of your posts that you put on your personal page into Facebook groups. So that was the strategy for day 3. All right. Great. So let's move on. And the one thing I did see some of you doing, even starting on day 1's challenge, like for your quote and your tip, you put it on your blog and then you shared it. So that was a great strategy I saw some of you using. All right, day 4. The tip for day 4, the action for day 4, the challenge for day 4 was to find an old picture in your photo album that you posted, not one that someone tagged you in, but one that you posted that had a good amount of engagement, either likes or comments. And your challenge was to tag yourself in the picture and reshare that picture onto your Facebook page. Now, that happened to be on Thursday. That was on Thursday. And Thursday is known on social media as Throwback Thursday. So if you're new to Facebook, you'll see people put hashtag TBT. Throwback Thursday is just kind of commonly known across social media to share an old picture, to share something from the past. So the strategy behind this is that when you want to look for pictures from the past that had good engagement. Again, we were talking about wanting people to be engaged with us on social media to attract the attention of potential clients and supporters. So you want to look for a picture that had good engagement, because guess what? If it had good engagement, that's likes, quotes, and shares. If it did well in the past, I'm telling you it's going to do well again. And so you want to make sure you tag yourself in the picture. Now, tagging yourself is kind of a inside strategy, because what happens is Facebook, whenever someone is tagged in a picture, it automatically puts that picture back in the news feed and says, hey, Sharvette was with X, or Sharvette is this. And so that makes sure it gets into the news feed, and that's the strategy behind that. And so I know those of you that did this strategy, that did this challenge, you saw people engaging on these pictures that were old. So anyone like to chime in, and you can hit *6 to unmute yourself. If you are currently muted, you can hit *6 to remute yourself. But anyone like to make a comment about this challenge, what you saw happening?
Hey, Sharvette, this is Colette.
Hi, Colette. Welcome.
Thanks. So I did complete the challenge on Thursday for Throwback Thursday. I actually went to a picture, or a couple of pictures that I had added to a post about a month ago, kind of announcing the next step that I was taking with my business. And when I did that, I got about 130-some likes on that day. So that was like the best candidate that I had. And so I followed the directions and did what you said. And when I did it last Thursday, I think I got about 40 or 50 more likes, and some of them were repeats from the first time. So it was pretty
Awesome. Thank you for that testimonial. And again, it wasn't anything you had to, it was work you had already done, and it was just resharing it, because you probably have new contacts now, or different people that are engaging on your post, or maybe they were online this time at the time you posted it and they weren't the first time. So absolutely. Thank you for that testimonial.
Yep.
Any other comments around that Throwback Thursday challenge? And you can hit *6 to unmute yourself, or *6 to remute, if that's a word. All right. We'll keep on moving. So keep that tactic in your back pocket. It absolutely works. All right. So we moved on to day 5. Day 5, the action and the challenge for that day. Now this one had some of you all kind of about to jump off a bridge, but this challenge was to take your smartphone and record a short video and post it directly to your Facebook page, and that could have been your personal page or your business page. And in the video, you were instructed to either talk about your business or what you were promoting, or you could just talk about something personal. It didn't even really matter what the topic was. Now, the strategy behind that and why video is effective, and in particular, video that you upload directly to Facebook. So YouTube videos are good. I'm going to talk about Periscope in a second, but if you upload a video directly to Facebook, Facebook favors native content. So what does that mean? Content that only sits on their platform, they are going to allow it to stay in the news feeds longer than maybe a link out to YouTube, because they realize that, if they click this link, that may take them over to YouTube. And if anyone gets on YouTube, you can look at YouTube videos for hours and you forget all about Facebook. So if you can upload directly into Facebook, they're going to favor that content. And also that the video automatically starts playing in the news feed. Now you have to unmute it, but that grabs people's attention right away because it automatically starts playing, and so people are nosy, they're curious, they want to see what you're talking about. And it is very effective. It's one of your secret weapons. Video is one of your secret weapons that you want to intertwine into your promoting and attracting clients. So I'd love to hear how this Day 5 video challenge worked out for some of you. Again, I know some were about to jump off a bridge. They didn't feel camera ready, but who would like to chime up and just share any surprises or ahas they had around the video challenge? Oh, okay, no problem. Well, I can say I went to some of your videos, and you all did very well. I saw a lot of engagement on the videos that I was able to see that were a part of the challenge. I definitely did see comments. I saw questions. I saw likes. I saw shares. So definitely that. Go right ahead.
Hey,
Go ahead.
hello. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hey, this is Christine again.
Hi, Christine.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
It took me about 15 different takes to get it right. I get started and I'd stumble. Now, I do Periscope and I stumble all over the place, but I was going to have something on YouTube that was going to be there forever, and with Periscope, it only lasts 24 hours, so I can figure I can screw up for 24 hours and then people forget about it. But then I did okay on that last take, and then I had my reference information incorrect, so I had to go back on and do it again. So, I just had to correct it in the Facebook. So, go figure. I'm human, and it was okay.
But you know what? I applaud you for the effort, but your video had a lot of engagement, Christine. You had a lot of comments. You had people that were saying they didn't even know anything about the program. They were thanking you for your efforts to support veterans. So you had a lot of engagement on that video post.
Yeah, I'm going to do that again for a different subject, or I may just repeat the same subject because the event is going to be happening on 11/7. So I've got a few more weeks to post it.
Absolutely. I definitely say that is a strategy you should use. And I do want to shout out Christine, and this is a point I want to call out for all of you, is whenever people comment on your post, any post that you do, make sure you reply to each and every person. And Facebook has made that update now where you can hit reply, and it will only send a notification to that person. It won't send a notification if, say, 10 other people ahead of them made a response. You can click on reply to just that person. And this is the strategy behind this. Every time you comment, that's considered, Facebook says, oh, somebody's interacting with this post, and they put it back in the news feed. So that's what you want to do. Anytime someone comments on your picture, your post, whatever you have, you want to reply to every single person, because that's going to let that post have a longer lifespan in your social media. Great, thank you. All right, who was the other person that wanted to make a comment about this challenge?
Renee Wiggins.
Hi, Renee. Welcome.
Hi. Do you have to be in the video? You can just do a video of like a scene or a product or something.
That's a great question. No, you don't actually. You don't want to be, and you know what? A lot of people are scared of being in front of the camera. That's a great point. And no, you don't have to. have your face in the video. If it's a product demonstration, or I know you like to, you are a healthy living and lifestyle coach, so you could set the video up and make some of that ice cream that you might make, or one of your dishes, and it's just focused. The video is just focused on that, so it doesn't have to be you. It could be of anything.
Okay. So you can do it from your phone or a regular camera and then put it on Facebook.
Exactly. And if you have a smartphone, which would be a Android or iPhone, you should have the ability to do that. I don't know about BlackBerry. Does anyone have a BlackBerry? Were you able to do it with BlackBerries? I'm not sure. But I know with iPhone and Android, you should be able to take the video and then, if you have the Facebook app on your phone, load it directly into Facebook. That's the most efficient way for you.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you.
Sharvette.
Hi.
Hi, this is Annie. I didn't do this challenge here because last month, this works though. I know for a fact this works because last month I did a 31-day faith challenge, and Tanya had advised me to use a video, and I was like, oh, I want to use a video. So I did the faith challenge, and what I did was recorded other people telling me what faith meant to them. My mother-in-law did the last one where I got more likes and more hits and more everything doing that video than I had since I've been up on Facebook. So this is a great thing to do. This month I'm not doing the video because I'm doing craft, but that video the whole month just kept me. People were even texting me about different things. So thanks for putting that out there because that video worked. And I wasn't nothing but one of them.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you again for that testimony. It absolutely works. I'm telling you, it absolutely works. So thank you. All right. We will keep any other comments on the video? Okay. All right. We will keep moving on to day 6. So day 6 challenge I lightened up on you. I since some of you on that video challenge, it was a little stressful. I lightened up on you for the day. I lightened up on you, and so on day 6, your challenge was to spend 15 minutes in one or two Facebook groups, and all you had to do was click on like or comment on someone else's post. All right? So that's all that you had to do with that particular challenge. And so the strategy behind that is, again, with the Facebook groups, those are people that you don't have really any interaction with at all. You are only connected with them through this group. But you can absolutely build relationships, get customers, get speaking engagements, all that kind of stuff by interacting with people in groups. In particular, groups typically have a focus. So they are targeted. So then if someone is joining the actual group and it's all about authors, and you know, okay, this group is only about authors, or this group is only about Periscope, or this group is only about female entrepreneurs, or this group is only about what have you. So you got a targeted, focused audience, but you want to make sure you are not just going in selling your stuff. So it's not just about just buy my book, just sign up for my whatever. You want to interact and engage. And so bake into your schedule. I just said 15 minutes. Just take 15 minutes and go through a couple of your groups and just read some things, click like, click comment, make comments on other people's things, and that will give you some attention and some brand awareness in these groups. So that was that challenge. All right. So let me move on to day 7. So day 7 action was to take a picture with your smartphone and post it to your personal or business Facebook page. And the picture could be a selfie. It could be about a cup of coffee. It could be Sunday dinner. It could have been, about flowers. It could have been anything. The strategy of that personal picture, that picture with your phone, is that, again, pictures get 50% more engagement on social media than other things. But people like to do business with those that they know, like, and trust. That's not my quote, but it's a business quote that's out there in the business industry. People like to do business with those they know, like, and trust. And what you will find, I guarantee you, and I personally have seen this in my branding and online promotion, is that I put things out, promoting things, and I do get good interaction and customers and all of that. But I see heightened attention when I just post a selfie. And I don't do a lot of selfies. Some people do selfies every single day. Or if I just post, I'm at an event and I take a snapshot. Or I'm at the dollar store and they had, some soup on sale, some Campbell soup, and I couldn't believe I found it. And I take a picture of it. Or I bought some purple hangers from the dollar store. I take a picture. Those posts get a lot of engagement because it's just every day. People just want to feel like they're just interacting with people. They don't want to feel like they're being sold to. They just want to interact with you. So you want to make sure you sprinkle in some of those just everyday pictures or everyday kind of get to know you, behind the scenes type posts. And you can do that. And that's what day 7, the 7-day challenge, that was the purpose of that, and that was the strategy behind that. So I'd love to hear if you want to hit *6, if you want to hit *6 to unmute yourself, if you have a comment or a question about either the day 6 or day 7 challenge. All right, and actually I'm getting some comments on Facebook. So big shout out to Donna Griggs. She says that on Tuesday it was great. She had a lot of interaction for the Tuesday challenge, more than she expected. She was actually surprised. She said Wednesday was not that great. She barely received any engagement on that particular challenge. On Thursday, she said that was really successful. Her Saturday, she said it was cool. She loved that challenge. That was her favorite. And so she spent nearly an hour interacting in different groups. And Sunday, she got great response and engagement on that. So that's a comment. And she does make a comment to say the Saturday challenge, which was spending some time in Facebook groups, she was expecting more engagement, but I think the time I posted has something to do with it. So I'm so glad that she brought up timing with your post. And so some people ask the question, does time matter with your post? And timing does matter. So the industry standards are that people are on Facebook predominantly 1 o'clock has a peak time. You will see prime time TV time about 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. There's a peak time because people jump online because they want to tweet or talk about whatever shows they're watching. You may see a jump right at lunch, and you may see a jump right before people go to work. So what happens is you'll see different peak times according to your friends. So it's hard to put a pinpoint in things. But what I would say is you want to mix up the times that you do post because people are on social media at different times. So if you're posting always in the morning, try to shuffle that up a little and hit lunchtime and hit evening and maybe even late night to see if you get different engagement. But I would say that timing does play a factor in your posting. All right, any other comments? I covered all 7 days.
Sharvette, can you hear me?
Yes,
hey,
ma'am.
Teacher. I want to tell you something it's not on the 7 days, but for me, just doing these made me kind of use hashtags.
You stepping in my notes. You reading my notes.
And it made me to even think, okay, teacher, well, in your group or, in your business, what do you brand, how do you brand yourself? Where do you want yourself to go? And so it made me brand like the sparkle tip, the sparkle quote, because that's part of the name for my group that I have, which is going to go into the, I think I have to get a business page or something like that. Mm-hmm. But it forced me to kind of really think about using the hashtags, which is something that I've been hesitant about because I didn't understand them. And then I kind of got it. So I was glad about that.
Wonderful. I'm glad you kind of organically figured that out, and that actually was one of my bonus tips for tonight. So we covered the 7, and one of the bonus tips I was going to talk about was hashtags. So for those of you that are saying, what is a hashtag? It's the pound symbol and then a word behind it. So if you see that on Facebook, it's the pound symbol and then a word or a phrase or an acronym directly behind it. And what that does is, if you see that in Facebook, you can click on that pound, that hashtag, and it will pull up any post that someone included that hashtag on. And so it's very effective for events or just, like Keisha said, to brand yourself. But Facebook also likes hashtags, so I have noticed that when I include hashtags in posts, that the engagement is a little bit higher. And so and I think the reasoning behind that is that Facebook feels, okay, if this is a part of a hashtag, maybe other people are looking for this content or looking to get in on this content. So you can come up with your own hashtag. I have hashtag coaching with vet. So I'd love for you after this session, if you're on Facebook, to jump on, and if there's something you learned throughout the challenge, or you just want to give me a shout out, put hashtag coaching with vet, VETTE. Hashtag coaching with vet. And actually, if you go to that, you can also see some branding tips and a bunch of other stuff I've been sharing online. But if you can use a hashtag, it works very well for events. If you have an event coming up, you definitely want to use a hashtag. So thank you. Other comments? I see some other numbers that are unmuted.
Yeah, Sharvette, I have like a real brief testimony about that hashtag. I've been using hashtag because this young girl that's told me hashtag, but I really didn't understand hashtag. I was just using it. But it's a lady, when I did the videos, she watched all the videos, and in other words, she started engaging on my page. And today this lady asked me, and I do hashtag in a Texas Minute, my last name. And so she asked me if I would do some empowerment classes on the third Monday of the month. And she said Empowerment Minute, MINNITT. She got that from that hashtag in the Texas Minute. I was like,
wonderful. Yes, absolutely. That's what we want.
Like, okay.
Wonderful.
Get it.
You get it, and it connected you with someone who you weren't connected with. And so absolutely, if you can use hashtags, that's a tip. And it can be a generic hashtag. Like sometimes I will post, hey, are you starting a new business and you need a website, and then check me out, and I'll put hashtag web designer. And people looking for web designers, they may look through that hashtag and find me. So wonderful. Thank you. This works. I'm telling you, social media, it absolutely works. If you don't do anything, you're not going to get anything. But if you do something, I guarantee you will get something. And then, so I want to throw in the other bonus tip that I had for you. The other bonus tip was around tagging people. Now, tagging has put a bad taste in some people's mouths because people have gone overboard with the tagging. They will tag 40 and 50 people in a post that doesn't have anything to do with them. So that is not the tagging, and that is not what I'm recommending that you do. But what I do recommend is, if you are partnering with someone, maybe a location, you went to a certain place, if you can tag that, McDonald's or whatever, you can tag that page, or another person. If you did something with another person and it's appropriate, tag them, because what happens is that will get exposure in your friends list, and it'll also get exposure in their friends list. So where appropriate, use tagging. And also, it does definitely work on larger pages like a store or what have you. I know I've tagged locally here, Chesterfield Town Center. I tagged them a couple times, and they actually click like on on my actual post. So where appropriate, use tagging. So that's the tip there. All right. So I'm going to wrap up. I know some of you came in, the audio didn't kick in, but I want to honor your time. Listen, I want to make an offer to you. I've been having some conversations with people that have been on the challenge, and it's kind of like, how do I pull all this together? How do I have a plan, put a plan in place? Well, I'm kicking off tonight. You're the first to hear about it, a 4-week group coaching coaching program, and it is called Facebook for Entrepreneurs, and I'm really excited about it. During this 4-week group coaching program, you're going to be able to create a 30-day Facebook client attraction plan. Yes, a 30-day Facebook client attraction plan that will help you build your online brand, attract more clients, get booked in more speaking engagements, sell more products. So I'd love to have you join us. We're starting on Monday, November 2nd, and we're going to go straight for 4 Mondays, straight in a row until November 23rd, which is right before Thanksgiving, because after that I'm heading to Millersville, Georgia for Thanksgiving. But it'll be 4 weeks. You'll be able to be in a private group coaching group on Facebook. And the investment for you, so I know you're saying, what is the investment? The investment is only $97, again, for 4 sessions, group coaching sessions. And guess what? I'm throwing in some bonuses. I'm throwing in, just to sweeten the deal for you and to help you, I'm throwing in 3 other video courses that are in my shop right now, Inside Secrets on how to make simple graphics. That's an hour and a half. That'll be thrown in free. How to pre-schedule Facebook posts. That 30-minute video session, that's going to be included free. The audio session on Periscope 101. What is Periscope? Why is it growing? How do I use it for my business? That is 45 minutes. Audio course will be all thrown in. So really it's a total value if you had a private coaching with me for 4 sessions and these packages, it would be really $400. But it's only $97. So I'd love to have you in this group coaching. You can go to joinsharvette.com. That's where you can go to actually sign up for it. Joinsharvette.com, which is the same link you use to actually get into the challenge. And I'm telling you what, you're going to walk away with a 30-day Facebook client attraction plan. I'm going to share with you my techniques of how to get noticed on Facebook, and also easy, time-friendly Facebook posting and strategy and all that good stuff. So that's what I want to offer to you on tonight. So certainly if you have any questions for me, you're on my email list. Any questions about the challenge, you can respond to the challenge, to the email directly. And just shoot me an email, ask me any questions that you may have, any follow-ups on the challenge. If you didn't want to speak on the call tonight, or if you think of it later, I know I'm a processor and I think of things later, and so I'll be happy to answer those for you. But really just excited that you saw value in the challenge. And so thank you. So joinsharvette.com is where you can go to get in on that 4-week group coaching, or share it with a friend. You might say, hey, I've got it down. I'm pretty good, but I know somebody that's struggling with this, that they really need it. This can help them. So any final questions or comments for me or for those on the challenge? All right, wonderful. Well, we were a little bit over time, but again, this session has been recorded, so I'm going to get the recording prepared for you, and we will get that out to you by way of email. And thank you so much again. This is Sharvette Mitchell signing off for tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.